Knicks family, welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host Apollo Reed. I'm here with my co-host Rick the Ruler. What's going on, family? How you doing?
Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
Feeling good tonight, ain't we? We feeling
Yes,
good tonight, ain't we? Cause 40 wins, man. We had 40 wins on the season. Could you imagine? No,
yo,
nobody
no
imagine.
Knicks fan could have thought 40 wins was gonna happen this season. So I'm
I
I'm
I'd have
I'm
told you
ecstatic.
to pass. I'd have told you to pass that if you'd have told me 40 wins for sure. I'd have definitely said, "Yo, pass that." Let me see that. But listen, man, we it was an annoying game. It wasn't a clean game at all. Let's not even sit here and act like, oh, listen, we played. It was crazy. Sloppy is the best word. It was very sloppy, and then it was a lot of ISO ball, but we got the victory. We got the victory. Speaking of ISO ball, my man who came out and with another triple double, 33 points, 10 rebounds, 13 assists. Julius was on it tonight. What you see from Julius?
I was off and on with the game because I was dealing with a bunch of other stuff. I didn't even get to catch the very end of it, but
Mm,
I didn't even know it went to overtime until Drake called me. I was just like, "Are you serious?" Because they was up 8 with a minute and a half left. So I was like, "All
mhm.
right, cool, I could leave now," and I left. And I wasn't checking the score. I didn't put it on the radio like I usually do. And then I got a notification that they won. So I was like, yeah, okay. When I realized that they tied it up and it went into overtime, I was just like, what are they doing? But hey, we pulled it out. So I'm happy about that.
And my man with the glass of wine in here on the Saturday night, Andre Jalil came through today. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, fella? How you
Actually
doing?
not wine.
It looked like some red wine right there, boy.
Yeah, it's Pepsi. It's like a bottle that's been sitting there. Been calling me for like weeks. So I said, all right, stop.
Got the
Yeah.
Sprite here waiting for me too. Listen, but yeah, what about you? What you see from Julius tonight? Well,
For me?
this afternoon.
Well, today I decided to work, and of course the game was early,
Oh,
so I was in there tying in the panel while I'm trying to watch the game and everybody coming around. But I didn't get to see a whole lot. I saw the end of the game, and at the end of the game, it was more Julius did what Julius does.
right, right.
You know what I mean? And they found a way to pull it out. When I got home, it was like a minute left in the fourth, and it was like 104, 102, I think. And then they tied it up. And then so I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? And then it looked like what's his name always gets me mad, Reggie Bullock. I felt like they missed a shot, and I felt like the rebound went right next to him, and it looked like he just let the rebound go. I was like, why didn't he grab the rebound? It just seemed like he could have grabbed it, and they could have called the timeout and had like a second left.
Right.
The other thing was the ref with the call. Homeboy gets bumped out of bounds,
Oh
and
my
on
god.
when Burks got the rebound,
Yeah.
and they bump him and they call it out of bounds. It's just like, yo, they're so inconsistent with these foul calls. And he got bumped. I don't know.
It's bad. It's bad. I mean, even RJ had got into it with let's talk about RJ. RJ, he has these games where, he he has what he had 24 points the last game versus the Spurs. And tonight he had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And I'm not gonna beat up on him too much. He had the technical foul. It looks like it's been built up the entire season. He's been driving to the lane. He's not been getting a lot of calls. I mean, it's a lot of that he does have to finish, but if you're getting contact on layups, regardless if you're making the layup or not, um, I think you do some foul. So I think that was built up. What you guys see from RJ tonight?
Yeah, because like I said, I didn't catch the game. When I was watching,
Oh
he
yeah,
wasn't in the game at all.
yeah. He was. I think that what the end of the game. I don't think we had RJ in there. I forgot
Yeah,
the
he
exact
was in
lineup.
overtime, and I was wondering what happened. I heard them saying stuff about the about the fouls and technicals, but I just didn't. I don't even know if I was thinking they were talking about RJ.
He had what did RJ have? I think he had 5 points in the first half, and he usually does that, and everybody usually you expected him to have a strong second half, and that didn't really happen.
I saw Reggie Bullock knocking down threes early in the game.
Yeah, that and that subsided towards the end. It was really bad. There was a point in the game where what's his name? Miles Bridges looked like Vince Carter. You know what I mean? And I mean like the Nets Vince Carter, where he was just doing everything. You know what I mean? And that was so annoying to see because I mean, of course these guys that they were in the eighth spot before. I don't know exactly where they landed. I didn't double check. But they were
Discount double
in
check.
I didn't discount double check. Nah, I didn't. Stevie Novak, shout out to you.
I'm a-
We could use Steve Novak right now, man.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't double check that, but you made me forget my point. See, you always catch me with those. You always do that. You do that all the time. with me.
It sounded like you said discount double check again.
Yes, I did say discount double check again. Listen, man. Listen, whatever. But the point that I was trying to get to was what was the point? Do you guys remember what I was trying to say? Because we were talking about something.
I think we were talking about
Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges was looking like the second coming of Christ or something like that.
No, you're looking like the second coming of Vince Carter, and that was something that was getting on my nerves, of course, because everybody tends to go ridiculously crazy when they play the Knicks. I think he had like 31 points, I think tonight.
But here's the thing: this is one of the things that the Knicks do, and I'm fine with it as long as the Knicks win. Because somebody's gonna go off. Every team got like a star. Miles Bridges isn't a star, but I feel like it annoys the living shit out of me when I watch the game and these guys are letting somebody, like last time we played the Hornets, who was the center or the power forward that's knocking down threes all over the place, left and right.
PJ Washington. He didn't go crazy tonight, but he did get a dunk on Nerlens, and Nerlens blocked him at the same time. It was kind of crazy. It was a block dunk. It was weird. It was one of those block dunks.
Yeah, so it doesn't count as a dunk. Because
it counts. It counts because he was able to go like this after he was done. So it kind of counts.
I guess he was strong enough to get it to go past that. But my thing is, if you could let that, if one guy gets to go off, to try to y'all get the win, fine. Because it ain't gonna mean nothing after the Knicks get the W.
Right.
Like tonight, I was trying not to feel like, we got to get this. We gonna get this. It's the, you know what I mean? It's the Charlotte. It's the Charlotte Hornets. We're going to come out of there. I was trying not to feel like that. So I'm watching a little bit at work while I'm working. Right. Then I get home, and it's just like 104, 102. It's like, come on, y'all. Like, when are y'all going to put the foot down? When y'all going to put your foot on their neck?
Yeah, yeah.
But of course, I don't see how it unfolded. But if you're saying Miles Bridges, I already know how that looks. The Knicks do it all the time.
Yeah.
One guy scores 50.
We were up 17, and all of a sudden we were down 4. It was one of those games. We had a strong lead, and we were just doing it. And like I said, it was Miles. It was, I think there was 2 separate times they had an 8-0 run against us. The first time they had an 8-0 run, we got back, and I think that's when we were up 17. Then they had another 8-0 run, and I think it must have tumbled. It had to climb a little bit higher than that because they ended up up by 4 at that point. But that was just the last time I looked. But it was painful to see. No one could really hit a shot at that point. It was just it was just bad basketball, and for the last, I think 4 minutes, there wasn't a basket scored. I think they didn't score a basket, and I think everything was either at the foul line until overtime. And then Julius Randle kicked in. And he did a lot of ISO. I wasn't,
scored a triple-double, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I wasn't too mad at the ISO with Julius. I know a lot of people were, but I think he had to. I think when everything was working, he was passing the ball. He was getting everybody to rock, and there was some shots getting knocked down. But I think the problem with the fourth quarter, when it got dry, was that when he was doing that, nobody was making any shots. And then he couldn't make any shots, and then he started going ISO, and it wasn't working. So, sometimes we got to get a heavy dose of ISO in there to make it work, but we would like to see a little bit more ball movement.
So what does that say, though, Cap? What does that say when we still come out with the win?
That says that we're an amazing. First of all, this is an amazingly good defensive team. Aside for that stretch that they went on when they went up, they, we go on these stretches where, like I said, I don't know how the guy kept getting open for three. I think he had about 2 to 3 threes in that stretch, Miles Bridges, and I think he had an alley oop. Then he had a drive. He was dunking on every. He literally was looking like Vince Carter. It was like, all right, come on. Like at some point, it was like, are you guys not looking at him? You know what I mean? He has like 10 straight points at literally 10 straight points at one point, and I'm like, you guys gotta look at this guy. You know what I mean? Build a wall or something. But aside for that, we got back to business on the defensive end. And that's the only reason why they couldn't pull out a win, even though we couldn't make a bucket. We still were able to stay in the game and keep it close. But somebody who did help us keep it close in the second half, because we're gonna call him. We got to find a name for this guy. I'm not gonna say his name anymore on the show. We're gonna call him. What was Live when Live used to have Jordan? What was the player that they called him? Was it player?
Our guard. They used to call him
guard or something.
They used to call him guard.
I forgot what it was, but it was either guard or player or something like that. I think we're gonna use that for my man that starts at the point guard position. His name is gonna be player for going forward, because it's just
this is why that right there, me and Ricky, because when they won, and I called both of you guys. I called you first, Cap. You ain't pick up. Then I called Ricky. I was like, let me get a 40 piece. And he was like, what? He ain't get it. He was like, what are you talking about? Then when you called me back, I was like, yo, can I get a 40 piece? You was like, what was you? And I was like, yo, we got 40 wins. First of all, I can't believe I have to give it to the Knicks. This is what, if it's it's Thibodeau. Thibodeau, the staff,
right?
For us to have the worst point guard ever since Duhan. And
you hated Duhan, bro.
Oh my God.
If there was one person who hated Duhan, it was you.
Oh my God.
A lot of people love Duhan in Knicks world.
Josh, I could have did it, but I'm sorry, I could have did a better job than you. I'm sorry. You gotta be careful. Give me those practices and all of that and running back and forth, I'm doing better than Duhan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's an NBA player, bro. Listen. I've seen Brian Scalabrine give people like super buckets off the NBA floor. So like, I'm not doubting nobody.
Let me tell you something. I busted Duhan's ass back.
Yeah, there's 400. It's only 400 of them, bro. There's only 400.
I can think about how did he end? First of all, where's Elfrid going next year? Where he's helping the team. Player, our guard.
Oh, I don't know. You gotta let me know.
For real, help me out here, Ricky. Where's he going? Starting for winning team? Is Ricky stuck because he won't start?
Man, I missed it. What happened?
Yo,
because the joint froze with you like this. And I said, is Ricky stuck because he won't stop smiling?
Yo, that's crazy.
He was stuck like this. Like, so anyway, where's he going? And where's he starting in this league? What team is Elfrid? Who's Elfrid starting over in this league?
Listen, I don't think there's anybody who's gonna look at Elfrid and say we need.
Hey, I know a team, OKC maybe.
For what?
Starting over, like they ain't got nobody over there.
You Shea Alexander?
They do it.
He's not even playing. Wasn't he injured?
No, I mean, but he's their point guard of the future.
All right, I'm not even thinking. You're right, because I forgot that he. But look,
Gilgeous is, and he's a monster, by the way.
I mean, maybe Elfrid could come off the bench for them. I'm just now a team that's going to play off on the fourth. We're in the fourth seed, right? We fighting for the fourth seed.
Right.
What team that's fighting for the fourth seed will Elfrid be starting for?
Nobody.
Nobody.
We got to death though. Like we already know.
Yeah, but check it out. That says a lot about this. I feel like the whole NBA is watching this, guards all over this league. Like, yo, if this team could win with Alfred, I could run in there and just and have a regular.
Yeah,
they can have an average night.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the problem with Alfred. It's not that he's garbage. You know what I mean? It's not just as simple as that. It's not just as simple as that.
Yo, for a little while,
no,
I was impressed.
listen.
He was going to the basket.
No, but there's guys who you can just say they're garbage. Like Alfred is like he's not garbage, but there's nothing you can say he can, he can bring.
He's not garbage, but trash, maybe.
Yeah, he might be trash. You know what I'm saying? He might be trash. He ain't garbage. You know what I mean? That's a little deep.
I just think that the team. I'm optimistic.
We messing with you, player.
Well, first of all, we bet because somebody owes me like a Knicks hat because we bet my number was 36.
First of all of us lost.
Yeah, we all
we all lost.
No.
We're not doing the closest.
We said the closest to 36.
We're not doing closest nothing. No.
I said so. My number was 36. I think me and Ricky was at 36, and you said 30. Cat.
I didn't say 30.
What did you say?
I said like 32. I think I said like 32, 33.
Okay. So yeah, so something like that. But yo, we have 40 wins. That's why I was like, yo, let me get a 40 piece.
Yeah.
So we exceeded expectations with our God.
Yeah, I mean, so that's okay.
Now, and Reggie Bullock, and don't get me wrong, I like Reggie, but he's not a starter in this league.
He's not a starter.
How did we do that? How did we get 40 wins?
He's a starter in this league. He's not a starter on a championship contending
apparently, well, maybe not a championship, but a playoff team. Apparently,
yeah, he's a starter on the playoff team.
To now, because he
right
plays
now,
the Knicks, nobody expected this to happen.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, until it's proven otherwise, that's what it's going to be, honestly.
So I'm just saying this to say that I was excited with the W because it looked like who was that was scoring all in the fourth in the overtime? Julius stepped up. Not
Alec Burks. That's another guy that I wanted to talk about.
Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock went off a little bit, but Alec Burks, yo, like we probably don't even have to go too far looking for guards.
See, but this is the thing. Fourth quarter and overtime. It was mainly basically the second half. It was mainly Alec Burks running the point guard position. Let's look at how many minutes Alfred.
Come on, is he running the point or is he running the two? What's going on?
Speaking of two, player had 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists.
I can't tell you how many minutes.
He only played 12 minutes. See, but this is okay. Every time I've noticed in the post-game interviews, I don't know who it is, but today it was Bagley. I don't know who it was, but they asked Tom Thibodeau. We noticed that his minutes are low and dwindling.
And Thibodeau said that's because we try and get that European dude up in here starting.
That's not exactly. That's not exactly what he said. But what he did say was, we like our depth. We like to have depth. And depth. That was not the first time he said that regarding that question. Someone else, it might have been Stephen Bondi. But it was either Stephen Bondi or Ian Bagley again who mentioned it to him, asking him about Elfrid Payton and his minutes. And if he's going to be playing so little minutes, why is he starting? Basically, it was the general consensus of the question asked. And Tibbs basically just said, we like our depth. We have a lot of guys that we can use in different situations. And, we like having situational point guards.
He even benched Rose today.
That was because my man on the screen with 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists was he was doing what he had to do. You know what I mean?
Just logged in, asking questions and shit.
Asking questions and shit. Alexander, what the hell is going on? What's going on, Lex, man? He's been threatening, just to let you guys know, he's been threatening for weeks that he was going to jump on while we were live and talk trash. So, because listen, because this is the only time in history that Alex won't be able to be louder than anybody who's actually speaking with him. So I'm gonna take the opportunity to do this. Alex is a Knicks fan. closet Knicks fan now because he has claimed Brooklyn. He's claimed Brooklyn because he's from Brooklyn, and now he's from Brooklyn. We deserve this. Hey yo, Cuzzo, tell me where you from.
Who, me? I'm
Yeah.
from BK. I'm in BK right now.
Brooklyn. Dre, where was you born at?
Manhattan.
You was born in Manhattan?
Mom's left Brooklyn because you know how like we live near Newark, but we ain't going to no hospital in Newark. We're gonna go up to the better town.
That's a fact.
So that's
Yeah.
mom said Uncle Ward took her from Brooklyn to Manhattan so that I could be born. Like, we ain't having this motherfucker in Brooklyn.
But you lived in Brooklyn though. That you went back home in Brooklyn.
Yes.
You went back home in Brooklyn. So, Alex, your argument that I'm from Brooklyn and we deserve this. Now I can abandon my long and it's funny when all of these fans did it. The very next year, the Knicks win 40 wins. It's just amazing. It's like there was the dead weight that needed to get lifted.
It's funny.
I love it. Yo, listen.
Look, check it. In Alex's in Alex's defense, the Knicks haven't given Alex gentrification
next.
Wait, where's Alexander from? Where's he from?
He's from Brooklyn. He's from Brooklyn, but you know, we met him in Rockland. That's where all of us we were all born in the city, and we all went up top. You know, I just wasn't born in Brooklyn. I was born in Manhattan, as well as you. Apparently, didn't know that. Didn't know my big brother was born in Manhattan, but we continue.
Yeah, I wasn't talking. We were all in Brooklyn, but Mom, it was funny. I just had the conversation with her not too long ago. I was like, "Why was I born in Manhattan?" And she was like, "Uncle Ward took me to the hospital in Manhattan. He didn't want me to have the baby in Brooklyn. He didn't want to go to the Brooklyn
Wow,
hospital."
that's crazy.
I was like, okay, you know,
okay, that was it. It's okay.
Just like Anthony wanted me to have lyrics in the city also, but she was born in Jersey.
Right.
You know, we went to like one of these good spots out here in Jersey. So like that, he was like, "Nah, you gotta have her born. She gotta be born in New York City, man." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, what she just get to say? I was born in New York. Like, what difference?
Yeah, it's crazy because we you know with EJ was born in New York. So Joe, he's the only one out of all of us that wasn't born in New York. So it's like he can't say he was born in New York. He was born in Charlotte. It was like
born in Charlotte. Yeah, you're gonna be looking at him like, "Shut up, man! You
ain't from New York. Get up out of here, man."
Actually, don't touch me with them Charlotte.
You crazy, man. But listen, man. I guarantee that this is gonna be I don't care who we play at this point because who's to say because we
he just admitted it. Hope this playing works for us. I got two teams in the playoffs, baby. Let's go Nets and that other team from New York. What's the problem, Alex?
Yeah, listen, man.
What's the problem? Why you can't say it?
I told you. Nice clean town in Charlotte. You think it's clean till you come and live here. It ain't that clean. It's just a lot of sun. That's it. You know.
All right, so back to Alec Burks. What do you think is going to happen? I pray to God Alfred is going. Just I don't get it.
It's a done deal, man. Not coming back.
I don't think it's not happening. It's not happening. I think Alfred is pretty much done. You know that it goes to show because he played 12 minutes tonight in an overtime game. You know what I mean? There's an extra 5 minutes in there. That means they played 53 minutes and he played 12 minutes. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing much more to say. I think Alec Burks playing those minutes over even Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was on the bench during that stretch. You know what I mean? And
like they asked him about that. He said, you know, whatever works. He was like,
whatever's working
out there works. And that's what I like about having this depth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't think we're always gonna have that depth because you gotta have X amount of players on the team.
Right.
But some of these guys I don't see. They had an article that came out said 3 players that's definitely not gonna be here next year. Alfred was one of them. I think they said Taj may not be here. I think they are gonna do some things with the center position. But I still like Taj if he's the third center, which he is.
I see.
But they say he about to be 37, 38.
I think, this is the problem. I think with all of the injuries that we've had, including our backups, you know, Mitch got injured, and then there was a point when Nerlens was injured, and then Taj was injured. You know what I mean? We need durability at the center position. And I think that's something that if we don't trade at least one of our picks, I think that is something that we will go for. I think we will be looking for a strength to develop that or to bolster that position. Because that's why I'm not sure Taj will be here. It had it not been for that, if Mitch was healthy this entire season, I don't see us going any. I see us running with that same 3-man, the big man lineup at the 5 with Mitch starting, Nerlens coming off the bench for him, and Taj Gibson. Speaking of Nerlens, my man, Noel,
No,
8
no,
points,
no.
11, 8
Hey,
points,
that
11
dude has
rebounds,
proven
5
his
assists.
value.
Yes, I mean, look at the contract. How much you get paid? What was his contract?
What's his
We got to
contract?
double
What did he
check.
get? He get 3 years?
This once before.
What do you got? He got a year? He was on a 1-year contract?
It's a 1-year deal for sure. Let's see. He is getting paid. Nerlens Noel is getting paid $5 million. $5 million. $5 million. That's it. And he is outplaying. He had 5 blocks tonight.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know how crazy that is? That is just insane.
Yo, when I looked at the stat, I said, yo, I didn't see the game. I was like, yo, my man had 5 blocks in one night.
He went crazy. It was a point, I think, in the first half.
Yeah, I think it's
first half he had 3.
Excited. I am so excited to see these dudes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Especially if we get a favorable first round. Like if we get that 4th seed, 4th or 5th. I don't care. I'm not scared of Atlanta.
I'm not scared of anybody, but I'm also not gonna put it past anyone to play better in the playoffs. So that's why I don't care who we play.
Right.
Because I don't want to say I want Atlanta and then Atlanta come out and just
but Atlanta's just as inexperienced in the playoffs as us. I think if they got in the playoffs last year or the year before, like they didn't go deep.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm not sure they did. Did they make it in? I don't think
they got new guys, like, and just like you watched it tonight, this kid had a wide open 3 at the end of the game. And off the backboard, what's that kid over there, Charlotte, was knocking down on them 3s?
Oh no, yeah, Devontae Grant. Well, that was off balance. It was off balance. He was hitting 3s the entire night, though. That's why I was scared. I was scared about that.
Right, so he had a wide open 3. Blank, that joint was like a straight brick.
Yo, and it hit off, and then I was scared about that shot. I was scared when that shot went up. I was scared. I thought
that's what I'm saying. So I was like, "Oh, here we go, leaving dudes wide open."
Yeah,
Blank, I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that joint. I was happy, but that's that inexperience. It was like it's the end of the game. What happened? Right. Homeboy got, you know what I mean? That's like that. He's not clutch like that. He can knock them down when it don't really matter.
I'm not gonna say he's not clutch. You know why? Because he definitely just last year beat us.
Down.
He's beat us with that clutch shot. That same 3. He beat us with that
in the 4th quarter. What you think happened earlier?
What you mean?
With that shot, what you think it was? You just think it was hit bad feet?
I think it was good defense. It was good defense.
It was wide open.
Well, he got wide open. Yeah. He got wide open. I don't think he was wide open. No.
Clank. I was like, Brick City, let's go, baby. I loved it.
My bad. Did you guys?
But we get. There was a point I was watching the game that I just, one of the things that this is like a sleeper team, because I don't know what teams are saying about the Knicks now, but you're definitely not walking in just talking about you gonna wash them up and just get you a win.
No, nobody wants to see the Knicks in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I think there's an element to them where now you don't know if you can beat them. Because it's not like we're gonna beat this team. Nah, you can't say that anymore. Can't say that anymore.
Because you got to defend Burks. You're going up in that paint against Noel. You got to shut down. And what's the name still scares me? I don't know what it is, but Julius still scares me. Every time I see that double team coming, he scares me.
I mean, it's PTSD, but he's been trained. He's been working on it, man.
It is PTSD because that boy,
he's been
having it, and he looked like he played too relaxed sometimes.
Yeah,
he be in the paint like, hey, he be doing that little. Hey.
He said, "Well, Noel actually found a home."
Noel is perfect for Tom Thibodeau's defense.
Speaking of found a home, both within the last 2 days, RJ Barrett and Julius Randle were on, I think, 2 different shows and were saying that they want to retire a Knick. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of energy we need.
Yeah, I mean, you sent that article and it made me nervous because the last All-Star that said that.
Which article?
The Randall saying that he wanted to retire a Knick.
Oh yeah, Alexander was saying something about. I don't like when dudes talk like that.
Yeah, me neither. The last person that said that was Melo.
Well,
you're supposed to say that. That's the line.
You don't have to say it.
No, you don't have to say it.
There's no one that asks, hey, do you want to retire? Like, no, he volunteered that.
It's not gonna happen. He gonna
First
give
of
us.
all-
He gonna get it. He gonna give us this contract. It's gonna be great. He gonna get another one, and then they're gonna trade him away out of that one.
Right, yo, listen, man. The same. If it was up to the players to retire where they wanted to retire, Jordan wouldn't have retired when he retired. You know what I mean? I think if you look at if you look at the what was it the series, the documentary that came out, that the Jordan documentary that just came out last year,
Last Dance.
Last Dance. And you saw that the main reason why that team was broken up was because of management.
The owner.
Yeah,
it was management. It was the front office. It's not up to these guys. So I don't mind them saying it because that just shows how much they want to be here. As much as Melo said that, and Melo would still come here and sign a 10-day contract or 1-day contract just to retire in it.
So he can sign. He can retire, Nick, if he.
Yeah, but that's why I don't mind people saying it when they do, because I think those guys that say it actually mean it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's a big deal for them to say they want to retire. And Melo, when he left, he didn't leave because he wanted to leave.
right.
That was all Phil Jackson.
That's the point. So it doesn't matter what they want. Them saying it doesn't make it possible for it to happen. It's just something nice.
And I don't think that's why they say it. I don't think that's why they say
Right.
it.
So when you hear it, it's kind of like, damn, now something's gonna happen because the last time
that's just PTSD. That's PTSD right there.
yeah, man, I'm listen. We made it to the playoffs, great, but there's still years of PTSD. Like
PTSD. Yeah, I understand.
so it's like, yo, we need a couple years before we can start saying, all right, this doesn't bother me. I'm not there yet.
In terms of shooters, Alex is asking about who's our shooters. Now we got
like 4.
Alec Burks, we got Manuel
Quickly.
we got Reggie Bullock.
And we got Julius.
That much minutes, but
Julius Randle's been. But we're talking about shooters. We're just talking about straight shooters.
Yeah,
not guys who can knock down the
he
shot.
may not be our top shooter, but he's a shooter.
I mean, RJ Barrett shooting 40% from the 3, but we're not going to call him a shooter, are we?
I wouldn't.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So I think our shooters are Burks, and Quickly, for sure. Those are our 3 shooters, and those are knockdown shooters. I mean, especially Quickly when he gets hot. I mean, he's coming off of
the last game. He bummed out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he just came off of missing a few games.
Yeah.
Rhythm,
he was rusty.
Rusty rhythm. Spotty minutes because we're trying to win a game. So it happens like that. I'm not worried, but those are our shooters. And I have complete confidence. That's why we're here. And that's why we're actually, what are we, number 3 in the NBA in 3-point shooting, I believe? Let me just double check.
At the last game, they said, like we were like 3rd. I don't know what it was after that. Where we at?
Let me double check. I'm on Real GM real quick. Where are we in terms of stats? See what we're looking at. Team stats. Knicks, Atlantic Division. My bad. I should have had this up and ready, but random conversation. This is kind of how it happens. I can't find it, and it's gonna take me too long. But regardless, we're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. It's a known fact at this point. So, that's something that I think we're gonna continue doing that. We are not the playoffs the pace slows down completely. Fast break teams don't really just get a whole bunch of fast breaks in the playoffs that much because everything just slows down. And that's a pace that we've been unfortunately playing at the entire season. So I'm not worried about that in the playoffs. I think that's something that we will do a lot better, actually, is have a little bit more pace, especially going into it with roles and all of that. What he said, sound like to me. What does he say? Let's talk about sound like to me. RJ needs to be benched. I haven't watched not one game. Please, I'm sorry, so I just don't see it in his eyes yet. That boy ain't ready. I mean, yeah, it's easy to say that not watching the game, and even if you're watching the game, it's easy to have some doubt, but there's no way you can say that he's not going to be a good player. There's definitely is. I mean,
I don't like I said. I've been saying that about RJ the whole season. I don't, not yet. He's for somebody who's still figuring it out. RJ is good, and I do think he has a bright future.
Yeah.
But Alex is right that he don't have that look in his eyes yet. I feel like when he's making faces, he reminds me of when remember when Fabulous first came out and he was going like this in the video, and I was like, why is he making that? Like nobody believes that. Like you know what I mean? But he turned out to be one of the nicest dudes in the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One of the top dudes in the game. But that face is just like, and I feel like that's what RJ is. He's out there going like this, and it's just like, take it easy, young boy. Like, you know what I mean? But he don't have that killer. He don't have the look in his eyes yet. But
listen, I think for somebody who don't got the look in their eyes at 20 years old, that can average 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Right. I think he's exceeded.
And he's got a long way to go. He's got a long way to go.
But me and Ricky were talking about it. Like Burks don't look like he nice. He don't have like that look, but that boy be killing him. Yeah. RJ don't really have like that look. He look a little slow. He looks lethargic, and he look like he's a little bit.
But it took Burks a while to even get to where he is now.
Yeah, but Burks been around the league for a while.
Player. And that's a bench player.
Yeah, right. And he's been bound around the league for a while, but he's been playing for some really good teams. When he was with Golden State, he's behind Steph Curry. So it's always, you never know what could have been with him coming off the bench.
Right.
But what I really like Alexander said what we said. I think it's a testament to the staff, the coaching, that we're in the playoffs fighting for number 4 seed with the squad we have.
Right. It's unbelievable.
The staff to run around there looking like, yo, let's go get Burks. This scouting guys. That's why I'm excited about this kid from Europe. I'm like, these dudes know what's going on.
Part of it, Burks was another guy. I mean, he's closer to the end of his career than a lot of these guys. But he's another guy that wants to sign here long term. And part of that is because part of the reason why he even came here was because of Johnny Bryant. And that's clearly we talked about Johnny Bryant, the associate head coach, to no end. He's an amazing character, great trainer. He's trained Damian Lillard, Gordon Hayward, a bunch of the guards all over the league. But that's why he was here. He wouldn't have considered New York had it not been for Johnny Bryant. And then now look at the situation he's in. He's in a situation where not only he wants to be here long term, he's in a situation where the team wants him here long term. And that's all he's wanted his entire career, was to not be a journeyman. And and that's what I think is important to the culture that we've been talking about for the past 10 years that we've been trying to build. And that's the culture where players come here, we start winning. I don't want to go anywhere else. You know what I mean? And I think that's very important. So, guys like Burks. Go ahead.
But this is why I am impressed with the staff, with how they pick. I am impressed with Thibodeau is making it work.
Right.
Thibodeau there's been games where we look at it like, yo, why is Thibodeau doing this? Why is Thibodeau doing that? When he wins with it, we like this. All right, we got the win. Thibodeau did his thing. When he loses, we like, why did he do that? Like, I feel like it's always like that when like they lose. Like, yo, he could have put Nilakina in there and did this.
If you would have told me in the beginning of the season that we were going to start Elfrid Payton the entire season,
yo, because you said it's only going to last
and win 40 games.
Now that you say that, John, you said, yo, about 10 games, 12 games, he not going to start.
Because he shouldn't have been starting.
He shouldn't have been starting to begin with.
He shouldn't have been starting.
It's funny because check it out. I was having a conversation with my wife, and she's passive Knicks fan. She's like, I was telling her about the whole when she watched the game. She's like, why is he starting if she's like, I don't understand. Like, why would you start the guy if he's not good? If like the guy coming off the bench is better than him? She's like, I don't even understand why. And I'm like I'm like, baby, because like that, and it's like a Thibodeau thing.
Yeah,
but I think that it works because remember when we still had Austin, and they were what were they? The Rivers Daily, or what was
Quivers.
The Quivers and all that. Then all of a sudden Rivers fell off bad. He fell off the cliff.
He fell out the rotation. That's what he
fell. Yeah, off the cliff, out of the rotation. And then when Derrick Rose came. And like we didn't see Derrick Rose's value till after he got that COVID protocol. He was going. Then he came back. He just started rocking.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it looks like honest to God, we don't even need. For the life of me. But here's the good thing about if we start Alfred. If Alfred starts off well and let's say he gets 10 points in 8 minutes in the first quarter, and it's just all right. So that's icing on the cake. Like if we get a good start out of Alfred, which is probably gonna happen 20% of the time, if that.
Yeah, more likely.
Then it's just better because like imagine a team they gotta. The good thing about it, Derrick Rose is playing against mostly their bench players.
Right.
So is Burks.
Which is why he wanted to keep him, mostly.
That's what I'm saying. So
bench points
Thibodeau knows
the team.
Yeah.
Right. So Thibodeau knows that our defense is good enough where if he stays on the floor against that first unit, that now coming off the bench. Remember, we had like a few games. Our bench is scoring 48 points.
Yeah.
36 points off the bench, 40. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I said before when that was happening, I was like, yo, not a lot of teams can't compete with us if we dropping 48 points off the bench.
Yeah.
And that means you got to keep your starters on the floor, which means they're going to get more tired and they're not going to last into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If Obi Toppin is playing well, your power forward got to work all game.
Man, and that's something else, and look at if we're looking at someone that doesn't look ready, we talk about RJ, we talk about Frank, like Alex was saying in the chat. We were talking about Obi Toppin, and Obi Toppin has been playing a lot better recently. Minutes, very spotty minutes, but I don't hear we need to get rid of Obi Toppin talk anymore. People are now more patient with the development of Obi Toppin, which is warranted. He has shown us that, all right, listen, I guarantee you if I'm out here playing a consistent 20, 25 minutes a game, you won't be worried about what I'm doing.
Let me ask you this then. Does Obi have that look in his eye?
I mean, and you'd have to ask them that because I'm not sure what look.
I
don't look at look in the eye when I talk about basketball.
No,
players.
he doesn't have it, Ricky. Not yet. But I
Obi?
always I've
Obi,
been
right?
saying, huh?
Obi, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have it yet. He's got the baby eyes right now.
Yeah.
He don't have it yet, but that boy is talented enough. Like, when he dashes them at baseline and get those dunks. No, he doesn't. He don't have like Alexander. He don't have it yet. He's still, like I always say, these dudes, when they first come in that first year, they always got that I'm happy to be here look in their eyes.
Yeah.
I wait for them to get that. Just get that out. I feel like Obi is still respecting other teams and other players. He's not at that place yet where I don't give a fuck if I foul you and you don't like it yet.
Right.
Once he gets there and I'm like, I'm fucking Obi Toppin, that's when I feel like now he's there. Right now he's like, sorry, sir. I still feel like that's
Obi. Yeah, I mean, even look at quickly. He got on the same court with Lou Williams, and he's like, "You one of my favorite players ever." Like,
yeah, we got to get off that.
I'm talking to you about that after the game.
After the game, he was like, "You're my favorite player," and he was like, "All right, man."
No, he was like, "Yo, I appreciate that."
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
they caught him off guard. Maybe,
right.
he could have used that to his advantage quickly.
If I'm Thibodeau, I'm be like this. Look, man, you want to have dinner with the dude? Set that shit up later. Like, don't be on the floor talking crazy,
talking all that extra.
But yeah, I would just be like, and it was nice. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But during the game, like these dudes are like your enemies. I want these dudes to be residents. So no, Obi doesn't have that look yet. Quickly got more of the look in his eye than Obi does, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, quickly, all of these guys, to me, these young guys on the way to the playoffs have the look in their eye. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think all of these guys have that look in their eye. Do I think they are ready? No, I don't think they're ready. You know what I'm saying?
I think Obi. I understand what you're saying, Kat.
Yeah,
but the look in their eyes is just a different look. Like Mitchell Robinson is starting to get it.
You couldn't be more wrong. You clearly haven't been watching.
My take on it is, it looks like to me RJ has the determination to be a great player. Like he already has that. So
he said that before when he got drafted, that his drive is up there.
That's why I'm pacing him, because he needs practice. He needs off seasons. That's a lot. They
need the playoffs. You know I'm excited.
They need the playoffs.
Obi gets to see the playoffs. Quickly gets to see the playoffs. RJ gets to see the
playoffs. Who else? There's another young guy.
Even Julius Randle.
Knox. Julius Randle hasn't seen the playoffs yet.
No playing time.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I want Ntilikina to see the playoffs.
He needs to be in that locker room. He needs to know what the coach is saying in the huddles. That's what's important when it comes down to the players. You don't necessarily have to be playing in the
Hey,
games.
I want them. The biggest part of this development, I want them to go 7 games with somebody. First or second round. They need to feel this, that energy.
Yeah.
Because even if they don't get whatever stadium, I think they're gonna be packed fully. I think by the time.
No. I think going into the playoffs, they're at 30. They're upping it to 30% from 10.
Yo, because who was it? Somebody said something about the crowd being, but like these dudes need to feel that. They need to experience that. They needed to be planned against. They need to see different looks.
Yeah.
They need that pressure of those free throws in the last second. All of that developing these players. Because just like one of my favorite people to make this analogy about is Raja playoff Rondo.
Playoff Rondo.
You see Rondo cruising
through
the regular season, and in the playoffs, he's like a whole other monster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to see with these kids. Who's this? That's
just some highlights of the game. Just some highlights, and just throw some highlights of the game up.
Yeah, let me see these before Facebook come and get you.
No. Listen, the game over. The game was already over, man. I'm just showing some.
Yo, Reggie, I want him off the bench next season behind somebody. We getting Kawhi this off season.
Kawhi.
I know, Kat. I'm saying that because you said that before when we were talking about wings.
Oh, nah. Listen, my favorite wing is probably honey garlic. Like, listen, there's those only wings I'm talking about right now, man. I like this team that we got. I ain't worried about nobody else.
No. I'm with it. That one position, I think, will set us up for success.
Well, a star at that position.
It don't even need to be a star. I'm talking about point guard.
Oh, you talking about point guard? I mean,
that kid Luka we getting. I think if he is the player that we imagine him to be, he's just going to just change the dynamics of the floor. He's gonna set dudes up where they can't even make mistakes.
I'll say this: my expectations.
That's the hope
for Luka. My expectations for Luka would be for him to be. Can I say he'll be the starter of this team? I don't know. I don't want to set those expectations for him because then I'd be disappointed if Thibodeau wants to run with Derrick Rose as a starter next year, which is extremely possible, given the inexperience in the NBA, which is the reason why I can't set my expectations too high for him. You know what I'm saying? So my expectations for Luka to be a solid backup point guard, and I mean probably 6-man kind of thing at the point guard position, depending on who we bring in, because they are still talking about going after Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Lowry, Lonzo Ball, and other point guards that are out there. Actually, who is now said that they came out and said that they will be a unrestricted free agent this year.
Who's that?
Ntilikina?
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yo, don't even stop.
Spencer.
You already know how they feel about him.
Don't I already told you how I feel about that.
I'm telling you this.
Yo, let me tell you something right now.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this one thing because I really feel like this is true. I really feel like this is something that I think he wants to.
We don't need any
no.
more
Listen. Listen. First of all, we don't need any more point guard. What?
We don't need any more point guards.
What? If we get rid of Alfred,
you got Quickly, you got Rose, and then you got
Quickly's not ready.
But you're gonna get rid of him?
I'm not saying get rid of him.
No, we're not getting rid of anybody.
You're gonna keep him.
You get rid of Alfred.
You need backups, and you have a starting position.
You're also picking up Luka.
But that's not why they're picking him up, because look, Frank is still here and he's still playing minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say Jack Cat.
But listen, and then we can come back to that. I was going to say, I think I have a suspicion, sneaky little suspicion, that Spencer Dinwiddie would like to beat Kyrie in New York.
I think so.
I think he wants to be able to go toe to toe with Kyrie in New York.
Why?
I do. I feel like I think he does, man. He just has it. He's had a lot of dust ups with the Knicks in the past. He has.
Mm-hmm.
He just has. With Knicks fans in the past, I'll say that. He never had a problem with the actual Knicks, but he's had some dust ups with the fans on Twitter and stuff like that. But I just feel like there's just something there where now all of a sudden he wants to be a free agent. There's not many play. Where else is he going to go that needs a
No,
point guard?
but think about it. Why would he want to stay in New Jersey?
I mean, in New Jersey. See, this is exactly why they're not.
I'm sorry, in Brooklyn.
See, Alex. You see, Alex. This is exactly why you can't claim this team. Nobody even knows where the hell they play anymore, bro.
It's history. It's the same reason why. It's the same reason when people mention the Knicks, the next response that comes.
Alexander's still talking about shit about that time he won the.
Listen, Alex was very quiet this year, and don't start talking about fantasy because you was very quiet this entire year about fantasy. And
hey, put him on the joint next year.
He was already in there. He was on there. He was.
Wasn't Alex the one crying about how you had like the first pick or something one year, and he still won the whole shit?
No, you had the first pick. He was saying that I gave you the first pick, and I'm like, yo, bro, why would I give my brother the first pick?
Yeah, Alex, we about to mute your fucking your comment button.
Oh man, that's funny. He said Dinwiddie's smart. He know where to come to be a star.
Time out. Hold up, Ricky. So to get back to your point,
yeah.
Let's say no Ntilikina, no Alfred Payton.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's gonna happen with Rose, but it's a short shot. We're gonna get him.
But say Rose and Quickly stay as our backups.
But Rose Quickly stay because Quickly's not ready to start. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Right.
Maybe after two. Maybe after two.
Right, and that's another thing. He's not even really a one like that.
Right. Maybe after two. Mm-hmm.
Dinwiddie, I don't care what y'all do with the European kid. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's insurance. It's an insurance. That's what I was trying to tell y'all when I brought it up.
They gave him a deal for 4 years.
The move was an insurance move, and only one year was guaranteed, and that's the first year. That's it. It was an insurance move. They wanted to make sure they took him off the market. So
don't let Dinwiddie come over here. And you know why I like Dinwiddie? Because he's not a superstar. We know he's talented, but he don't have to get big money just yet.
He'd come here and play the exact role that Tom Thibodeau asked him to play, and he knows that. He knows how much. Oh, they need a star in New York, and they winning already.
Yo, he already looking at the Knicks like
he's not even playing right now. I guarantee you, he's like, yo, I don't gotta move. I don't gotta set a crib. I could go right across the
room. All I gotta do is cross the bridge.
You crazy?
He's probably already on that side.
He's probably already on that side.
He's already in Manhattan. He crossing the bridge to go to Brooklyn.
He probably live in Westchester.
Yeah, so he probably walked to the joint like this. Yo, what's up? Put no shot. He be like, I've been here already. I came.
You probably give them direction to the spot. Nah, trust me, I've been over here. Right, I've been here. You gotta go around over there.
What's
40-win season? We're able to talk about this kind of stuff. So it's a good look for New York.
Laughing.
We need
Dinwiddie. Talking about Alex Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
No, listen. No. Alex is actually on point. Let's see. I think
we don't need Marcus Smart. How's Dinwiddie on D?
Dinwiddie, he's serviceable. He's serviceable. He's a hard worker at the defensive end. I'll say that. In terms of teams, though, real quick, let's see. It's Boston Celtics. Now that Alex said that, let's update real quick. Let's see what we got over here. The Boston Celtics.
Marcus Smart is just like having Alfred. He's a better Alfred Payton.
You're bugging. You better put some respect on that boy name. Because he's a baller.
No. Alfred,
he is a baller.
Marcus Smart plays that hard defense, and now he can shoot the three.
He can.
Man, he's way better than Alfred Payton, if you ask me.
That's what I'm saying. Like even that, if that was it.
Even if that was it, yeah. If that was it, right.
If that's all we did in the offseason.
Starting Boston? He's a starter?
Yeah, he's a starter.
He comes off the bench.
He's a starter. He's a starter. But they have his bird rights. I'm not sure, but I believe.
You don't even got to do all that. Dinwiddie going about to be. Listen. Here, all right, forget about Dinwiddie. That's because I get too excited. I already said I like that because the Nets, I swear, were better with him than they were with Kyrie before they went and got KD.
For sure.
He was already
you know how many games that the big three over there has played together?
Yo, like with 5?
Is it like 2?
8. It's 8 games this entire season. They played 8 games together, and they're supposed to go win a championship
together. They're supposed to run out there and just get a chip. I hope somebody busts them in the mouth so bad, man. And it's not like I said, on the low. Not I had my little Nets hats and all because it's a New York team. I'm from New York.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Down
been
from
to
Brooklyn.
Nets
But I
games.
don't
Yeah.
like the super team shit.
No, I don't like that. That's corny. That's corny. I respected them up until then, honestly.
Yeah, I was rooting for them. Like I said, I'm gonna watch the Nets game. We're gonna have a. Remember, I said the Guard Up Nets podcast. I was joking about it last season, but they went and did this.
Speaking of Guard Up Nets, your man in the chat, Alex, said that he was going to be the host of the Guard Up Nets podcast.
I'm coming on there. I'm talking shit on your show.
Yeah, word. Every show. I'm talking wild trash. Y'all ain't getting no points.
Oh my God, we're gonna be Alex. Please start.
We're gonna talk about the number. We're gonna talk about the defense, which is not existent. We're talking about the chemistry, which is not existent. Just to talk trash on there. Listen, man. Much respect to them guys over there. I ain't gonna do it. Look, that's my show. It's funny. Yeah, we waiting for you, bros.
Yo, who gonna be your man on the? So who gonna be your number 2 and your number 3 on there, if any? Because don't nobody want to hear you talk.
The way we playing, he gonna be the only one on that show. He gonna be the only one on that show.
I know. See you with the Nets gear in the back and all that shit.
He got too much Knicks stuff to do that. He'd have to throw out all of his Knicks stuff to do that. All his shit he got in his he's been a Knicks fan for his entire life. That's why I'm not hearing nothing else.
Can I speak real quick on
Mike Davidson? Mike is a Knicks fan. You crazy. Mike would never sign up for that.
If we end up 6, right? And we play the Bucks.
The Bucks.
I don't know why I'm like not really scared. I am a little. It worries me.
They're a better team, but I'm not scared. Like if they win, they're supposed to win.
They're supposed to win. And what's the name got to be on every night?
Which he wasn't the last time he played us.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's one thing I know about this team, Tom Thibodeau knows how to game plan for somebody. That's one thing he knows how to do, which is why I said I'm not scared. If we end up in a 6 spot, cool, whatever. We might not get past the Bucks, but I don't care. These guys need those minutes. We're gonna go at least 6-7 games in that series.
That's what I'm saying. That game's going to at least 6. We're going to 7. If they go into 7, they might lose because they disappointed they went that far.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna have them off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like this, I'm excited about that. The playoffs with these guys.
That's a great point, Alex. The Bucks will be the best matchup. They one of those losing ass teams in the playoffs. That's a fact. They never step in the playoffs. I don't know what it is, and that's why a lot of credit has been taken away from Giannis, because he's been accused of being a regular season player.
Here's what I think is gonna happen. I don't know if the Bucks go in, if the Bucks get out the first round, I don't think they win in whoever they play. If they play the Nets, they're gonna lose. If they play the 76ers, they're gonna lose.
Right.
And if the Nets and the 76ers won't play, I think the Nets are gonna win. But if the Nets play the Clippers, they're gonna
Nets
lose.
and 76ers, I'm not guaranteeing that victory.
Not 100% sure. But if the Nets come out the East, they definitely lose to the Clippers.
First of all, Ben Simmons is going back down Kyrie Irving the entire game.
He ain't got nothing for him. You're right.
He backing him down the entire game. They don't got nothing. They don't have nothing.
Shoot right over him. But
they don't have nothing for Embiid on that team.
Yeah, if Ben Simmons had a jump shot, imagine how dangerous he'd be.
I mean, that's
yeah.
I don't think that's ever going to happen, because he has to go from, and this is why I'm encouraged by RJ's improvement, at least with Ben Simmons. He can't even hit a wide open catch and shoot. That's his problem. Like, you can't even hit a catch. You don't even got to dribble into your shot. You just catch and shoot, and you can't do that. The stages that you need to go to and to turn into a shooter to where you're effective enough to do it in a game, if you can't be a catch and shoot 3-point shooter or even mid-range shooter, it's I don't know. So that's why I'm not too confident. I'm not gonna put too much confidence in Ben Simmons, because we've seen him in the playoffs as teams just literally just standing in the paint. He does nothing. And what can he do? He does nothing. So I'm confident in RJ because he is getting to the point where he's a good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. He's above 40. Well, I think he's at 39 point something percent right now. And most of these are catch and shoot opportunities. The next stage that he has to go to is the off the dribble, which is a lot more difficult than people can think it is. It takes a while. It takes a while for you to develop the pull up, but I think that's something that he will develop. Ben Simmons, that is a concern because I can't ever see Ben Simmons thinking about taking a pull up 3-point shooter or even a pull up mid range. I
So
don't
who's
see
coming
that
out the
happening.
East?
Who's coming out the East? It should be. It should
It
be the
should be
Nets.
Brooklyn.
It should be Brooklyn, but I think the underdog in there might be the Sixers.
Hey, I think the one sneaky team is going to be the Wizards.
I don't have any confidence in them because outside of Westbrook, and first of all, we know Westbrook in the playoffs. Let's not forget. He don't get past the first round, especially without KD. He hasn't happened yet. It's been like 4 straight years he hasn't gotten out the first round. Matter of fact, didn't that happen last year with the Rockets too when he was there?
They
Yeah.
lost in the first round.
Who did they play? Yeah, they lost to the Lakers. Get them out of here. Cause remember it was who was there with him arguing with Rondo's brother?
Oh, yeah, Rondo.
It was
Rondo and
Rondo's
Westbrook.
brother, and Westbrook arguing. Yeah, it was Westbrook.
And they lost that series.
And they lost that series.
Hmm.
I like Westbrook. Amazing accolades, leading the league in
Well,
history.
He was supposed to have it easy in the East. I don't know what happened.
I mean, he's not for nothing. Since he's gotten on track, since he's come back from the injury, they've been playing well.
They've been playing better.
Yeah,
they got started late. So next season they're gonna be. Next season they should be a more formidable team. I don't know who they're gonna get.
Let's just look at it. Ian Bigley just tweeted the Knicks can clinch the number 4 seed in their first round matchup with the Hawks if they beat Boston tomorrow afternoon. If New York loses to Boston tomorrow and the Hawks and Heat, let's see.
They both lose.
And the Hawks and the Heat win their games on Sunday night, then the Knicks would finish 6th in the East. So it's ever since we lost that game to the Lakers, we don't own our destiny, basically. So now it's up to the other teams to lose in order for us to do that. So
who the Hawks play?
The Hawks are playing the Rockets tomorrow. So that should be an easy victory for them. Doesn't look good for us there. But if we can land in the 5th spot, we still play the Hawks. So it doesn't matter. 4 or 5, I don't care. But with the Heat, they just lost to the Bucks.
Mm.
So now I think who they play tomorrow? They play. Let's just double check this. Let's double check this while we're here before we get up out of here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so
you said something about the discount double check.
Tomorrow we play the Celtics. And let's see.
Double check.
I'm double checking right now. I got you. Don't worry. Hawks play the Rockets.
Wait,
the Heat played the Pistons.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
I take Boston out.
April Fools.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
So we gotta win.
I don't think it's gonna happen. No.
I mean, even if we win, if they win this game, I think they still get in 5th. So that might mean that we have to play them in the 4-5 or I don't know how.
The Heat?
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't care. I don't care.
Nah.
At this point, if we lose both games, we're still in the playoffs. I want to be in the playoffs. The fact that we're in the playoffs and we finishing better than 50.
Right. I can't be too mad at this point. Like I said, the Hawks and the Rockets, the Hawks should win. The Heat and the Pistons, the Heat should win. There's been upsets before. All we need is for one of them to lose. Just one. If the Rockets beat the Hawks, beautiful. Because at that point, we own that spot at the 4th spot, and we should be good. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I hope they do? I hope they bench some of their players like, yeah, we got this. You know how they try to rest them up for the play
They've done that. I don't think they're gonna do that though. I mean, maybe the Heat, because the Heat have
the Rockets could play to ruin it for other teams. I hope that's what these teams are doing. Where the Celtics gonna land? Are they gonna be in the play-in?
The Celtics. Let's look at that. The Celtics are in. The Celtics are actually in. Wow, the Celtics are in 7th place, right behind us. So they would actually be playing the Nets. They're out of here.
Oh, they're out of here. The Nets gonna finish them.
Finish them. It's over for him. It's over. I think it's pretty much. Alex said good night, y'all. In the podcast tonight, if we play in the Heat. Listen, man, I'm not worried. And just like I said, the Heat have beat us every time, all 3 times this year. But every time that we played them, it was a close game, even all the way to the end. They've never blown us out. Every single game was a close game. So, and that was actually while we were trying to develop into the team that we are right now. We haven't seen them since we've become this team. This is a completely different team. Same players, completely different team. The way we play, the way they've been. First of all, when we played them, we weren't one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. That's a fact.
I mean, we played them more recently.
No, when was the last time we played the Heat? The last time we played the Heat was, let's look, the schedule.
Probably like 3 weeks ago.
Nah, the Heat.
Hey, yo, the Lakers are in the play-in.
Last time we played the Heat was March 29th.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks ago.
Yo, they got the Lakers in the Golden State in the
couple weeks ago.
Hey, look, the Lakers could lose.
What?
The Lakers could lose. They in the play-in against Golden State as of right now.
No, James will be back.
And that 9-game winning streak came, 7 games after we played the Heat. So we definitely weren't the team that we were today when we played the Heat last. So like I said, I don't care who we play at this point. I'm at the point in where I think that the Heat, we've seen enough of the Heat to maybe take it to another level. Speaking of the Heat, Oladipo out for the entire. He may be out for next season as well.
Damn. And that's the same guy I wanted to pick up. What I was going to mention about the Heat was Udonis Haslem came back.
Love it.
And got a technical, got thrown out.
Yeah, he got ejected from the game, messing with Howard.
Listen,
I still don't like that guy, Howard, man. I
used to like him. I don't know what happened.
Howard, I can't stand that guy, man. Can't stand him. When he was on the Lakers, I think that's when I liked him the most, but that was short-lived.
That's when I started disliking him.
When he was on the Lakers? No, the second, just now, before he got traded again.
Nah, before the first time when he was playing with Kobe, and he was like a punk.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't like him then. Yeah,
I didn't like him then.
Kobe scared him, and I was like, yo, this dude ain't got no heart.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Oladipo, I'm only going back to it because he asked about it. Alex was asking about Oladipo. Oladipo, he actually was a quad. I think he had a torn quad, the same injury he had. I think he had re-aggravated it, and he's now having surgery on it again. So not only did he got traded to the team, they only traded 2 veterans for him, which I think that was just a benefit of something, because I know for a fact if we were the team in the trade, they would have tried to take whatever the heck they could from us. I know for a fact.
Oh yeah.
But because he was dealing with the Heat and he really wanted to go there, they just gave up 2 veterans. But in their case, they only gave up 2 veterans for him, but they still might not see him for an entire season. He went there, he played 3 games, aggravated the injury, hasn't played since April 8th. No, he hasn't played since March 20-something, and then hasn't traveled with the team since April 8th. And now he's out for the remainder of the season, and he may be out for next season as well. And he just bought an $8 million mansion in Miami. So
I spent a lot of time there.
So it looks like they made a commitment.
Can I ask you a question? Toronto, after they won the championship that year, how did they finish last year?
They were in the playoffs, but I think they lost in the first round.
Did they?
I believe so.
And then it looks like they're not even gonna make the play-ins this year, bro.
No, absolutely not.
They had a rough go at it.
They had a rough go. I mean, they lost once they lost. I mean, but it was clear they lost Kawhi and then they lost Ibaka. So I mean, that's like 100. That's like 100% of your defense right there. I'm not going front, but
yeah,
you losing Kawhi and Ibaka one year after the other. They weren't.
I don't want Kyle Lowry. That's for sure.
I still don't.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it if they did that. But actually, now that listen. This is the only man in the world who knows who Quincy AC is still. Every single team,
because he was a Knick, but I'm just like, why him?
Every single team.
Why is he? This is the second time he brought Quincy AC up.
No, but listen, and I ignored it the first time because I know how Alex gets. He did it on purpose. He knows how to trigger me. He is the biggest Quincy AC fan. He likes hard nosed guys that'll punch you in your face and
Yeah,
dunk it.
and that's Quincy AC. All right, but what has he done?
He hasn't done anything. That's just Alex's favorite player. That's it. He brings him up every single time. He has his greatest team. He said this team is not going to win because they don't have a Quincy AC. That's literally his phrase for it every single time.
You just got to think for Quincy AC, man, because I like Quincy AC too. He was dunking on dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
But he ain't a game changer.
Right. He is. Quincy AC is. What's my man? On that team. What's Powell?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
The guy we just signed.
The dude from Antigua.
Yeah, Powell. Oh, he's from Antigua?
Yeah.
I didn't know he's Antiguan. That's what's up. What's up?
We mentioned that on the show.
We got to keep him then. We definitely.
Novell Paul.
Novell
Pell. I was just gonna say. I was like, put him on the bench next to Novell Pell. Yeah, put him on the bench next to Novell Pell. And when we need him, we call him. That's Quincy AC.
Yeah, that's Quincy. That's definitely.
Have him out there. Yo, sign Quincy AC.
So
you know that they'll laugh at us if we sign that dude.
All right. So look, he says we need an enforcer, and literally every one of our centers average like 1 point something blocks per game. So I'm not worried about enforcing.
You would sign Quincy, Alex. You would sign Quincy AC and Quincy AC over Nerlens.
He would. Don't ask him that because the answer would be yes.
He doesn't even have him in his mock team.
Yeah, we over here talking about Haslam. Haslam been retired for 10 years and been on the bench.
Boy.
No, he was on the bench. He was.
That was his first 2 minutes of the season.
For the last 5-10 years, bro.
That was his first 2 minutes of the season, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they did that. Why they put him out there?
I don't know. It was a spectacle, but I liked him as a player. Like I thought he was a hard-nosed guy. He knew his role and he did it well.
Yeah, and you know when he won?
Who?
You know when he won? Haslam?
When he won?
When he had LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
No, well, actually, he did win with them when Wade he won the first time with Wade too.
Was Shaq on that team?
That was like
2006. Shaq was there.
That was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
He won. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he had Shaq.
That was when Dwayne Wade had I think he won the Finals MVP that year. We need Udonis Haslam.
We need Haslam.
What was his name?
He got Dwayne Wade and Shaq.
We had a Haslam. Lance. What's his name? Lance.
Haslam's name. Yo, Haslam hasn't played in like 2 years, but that was his first 2 minutes, and he got ejected right away.
Hey, mute Alex's button. He dominating this fucking talking about Quincy AC. Why are we even talking about this dude?
Listen, man. Let me just talk about what we have left. We have the Celtics tomorrow at 1 p.m. Another early game.
I miss it.
Yeah,
that's a goal. I want that one more than anything because that's the Celtics.
The Celtics is Knicks versus Celtics. They missing Jaylen Brown, which is crazy because they
just won though, didn't they? What
do you mean?
They just beat
Sixers. No, not the Sixers.
Who
they just beat the Timberwolves, which they should have. They should have did that.
That's not the team.
And that's something else that somebody else mentioned that nobody ever wins in Minnesota. So I'm not really gonna put that on Tom Thibodeau's record. It's like never happened. I don't think it ever happened. But the last time we played the Celtics, we only lost by 2 points. That was a very close game. Very close game.
Yeah.
And now they're missing Jaylen Brown. He's out for the season. We should take this game.
Should.
Let me ask y'all something. What they doing with Mitchell Robinson?
What they said the last I heard was that he has been progressing, and they don't want to force him into playing the playoffs, but he may be able to play in the playoffs. That's just not something that they're going to put on him.
Yeah, they're gonna force.
I think at this point they should have him coming off the bench just to get pick up a couple fouls. Something.
He don't do fouls like that no more. But
I mean, if he's out there, he's not gonna be out there to pick up a couple fouls. They're gonna have him.
I'm just saying, it's a buffer. It gives you a little room.
Oh yeah, if he's healthy, he's gonna play and he's gonna push the play. If he can run up and down that court, he's gonna push the play. You don't think now, especially since we clinched? I know he's like, all right, so I might be able to actually play this year. Okay. So now he's putting more work in.
I know he's super hyped.
I'm sure. I'm very
as a young player. You can see that. Yeah.
I'm very excited. And Rick, that's why I sent that in the chat. You said that they didn't care about getting that 4th seed. He clearly mentioned it.
I didn't say that. I said they're not thinking about it. Like
But
I don't.
they said
They're
it.
not thinking, oh, we gotta win this game so we can stay in the.
Yo, Cat, but I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying that the players. Well, yeah, I think you're right. Everybody ain't thinking. I was saying that. I don't think they care. I think they ready to they ready to go in the playoffs no matter who.
Oh no, for sure. But if you listen to all of these post game interviews for the last 4 or 5 games,
talking about getting that 4th seed.
They all say we want the 4th seed. They asked Julius. He said, "I've been watching every game. I'm watching the scoreboard. I want to know who we playing. I want to make sure we get to that 4th seed." He's mentioned it. RJ's mentioned it.
Let me tell you what's going on.
I'm not surprised.
Here's why I'm excited.
I'm not saying that they think they're scared of other teams. I think they just think they want to be as good as the 4th seed.
Here's right. I don't think it's about the team. I think they want to be like, yo, if we get 4th, I think they heard Shaq talk about the Knicks is going to be back once they get home. They secure a home floor. Home court, the 4th seed. That's what he said. But don't even listen, Josh. Don't even look at that. Don't read that. I'm not even reading it anymore. Don't say nothing. So if we get the 4th spot, if we get the 4th spot, right? This is what I want, though. Remember how what's his name was running around? Julius Randle was running around when he was playing the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like he was doing that. That was playoff intensity he was playing with. But he still got to temper it. I feel like because if he run like that one game, he's gonna be tired for the next.
Right. I mean, well, that's the thing I do love about the playoffs is there's at least a day or 2 in between every game.
They usually give you a day or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Go back over there, you get a day in between because he was running. I was like, yo, I like the way he's playing. And that rubs off.
But even if he was doing the first half of the season. Sorry, Josh, but like what he does, he will facilitate in the first and second quarter. He'll score here and there, but then in the second half, he'll turn it up, and then he'll get that second win and just start dropping buckets. So I mean, either way, I think he knows what his game is.
Yeah, I think that game bothered me because there was just so many little things we could have done to win that game. Like one small decision. And we did record a pregame that game. And I'm glad we did because it was a good show, great energy. I don't know if I would have been able to do a show after that, especially if, you know what I mean, the way we lost that game was just terrible. Anthony Davis was limping all over the place, making big plays.
A couple of times I thought he was going to go to the bench and just stay there.
He should have. I mean, the next game he didn't even play. That's how bad it was. You know what I mean? Like they really just needed to win one game. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it bothered me so much because we were that close. Like that. If Wesley Matthews doesn't get that putback, we don't even go to overtime.
It's ridiculous.
We don't even go to overtime.
Yo, what bothered me about that game was the fact that we don't have a clutch go-to guy in those last second situations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our number one guy, he has proven to
we don't have another one, we'll say.
Well, we don't have a clutch guy at all. Like, who do you give the ball to in situations? Yeah. It would be Randle, right? But Randle has proven that if the game is on the line and that last shot is his, he's not making it. And then our number 2 guy, which may be debatable, RJ, he got it and he did nothing with it. So it's just like, who do you give the ball to? So if we don't have a substantial lead going into the final seconds of the game, and the game is on the line, like I don't have confidence that we're going to get a clutch shot to win the game. And I'm speaking as a Knicks fan, as one that tries to this is just what I see.
And I agree with Alex there. Randle will eventually be clutch. I think that's that's something that he's working on. I don't think he's trying to wait.
That's great. I'm talking about right now. We're about to
right now. We don't got it. We don't have one. We don't have it. And that's why realistically, do we beat the Bucks in the playoffs? No. You know what I mean? If we're being realistic, but
it'll be a hard-fought battle.
Possible.
It's possible because it's not just the game of basketball in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a chess move. It's refs are highly involved. Pace changes. Everything is completely different.
I just feel the matchup is difficult.
The matchup, yeah. When it comes to the Bucks, for sure. Well, I mean, defensively, I think it's difficult. I think we can guard them. I just don't think we can score on them. That's my problem with the Bucks. I think we can guard them, but we can't score on them. The same thing with Miami.
Bullock got it. Don't even worry about it.
I mean, we gotta score.
Yeah,
we gotta score. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not worried about any other team defensive. Even when guys have a bunch of points, like tonight, Miles Bridges had 30 points. I knew for a fact when Miles Bridges and Jaden McDaniels or Jalen, which one of them? There's two of them in the league, and so freaking confusing. But when those two guys were tonight just going off from 3 in the third quarter, and that lead just dwindled from 17 to 12 to 8 to and then they were up 1, and then they hit a 3 and were up 4. And I'm just like, they ain't gonna shoot like this the whole game. I knew they weren't gonna shoot like that the whole game. Came overtime, they couldn't hit one. You know what I mean? And that's just, that's what happens. And those are playoff moments. And that's why you look at these guys like, they're in the 8th seed. I'm not sure if they dropped down to the 9th seed. Let me just double check. Did we ruin that? Because I know they needed to win tonight's game. Oh no, we're 8th. They're 8th. My bad. They're 8th, but they're tied with the Pacers. That's the problem.
I'm about to say, what are you talking about? We're 8th.
So the Pacers have one more game, and they're tied with the Hornets. I don't know the season matchup, but there's a possibility that because of tonight's game, we could have knocked them out of the playoffs. Well, they're still going to be in a play-in. I guess it doesn't matter if you're 7 through 10. It doesn't matter what seed you're in because you got to play. I just know that the 7th and 8th seed, you got to win 1 game. 9th and 10th seed, you got to win 2. And I'm just glad we're not in that. We clinched the playoff spot, y'all. That's huge. 40 wins.
That wasn't even part of the discussion.
That's what I'm saying. They was talking about we was going to get 20 wins this season.
Yeah.
21 and a half wins Vegas said we was going to win. Vegas, who? What? Yeah. And this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and they said we were the best over-under, like we the best cover in the league.
In the league. I think when we're the underdog, I think we're 9-4 or something like that.
Yo.
It's
crazy. If you know what I mean, I wouldn't have bet on my team on Vegas.
Nah. Nope. But nobody would.
Right. And we can't. We had a 10-game week with a 9-game winning streak, and we were like, we won 10 out of 12.
Bro, it was just crazy. That run. I think that run made this Knicks team who the team we are today. I don't think if we didn't go on that run, I don't see us.
Yo, but check it.
We might be in a play-in.
We needed that run. Because we had lost like 6 in a row. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bad.
And I remember thinking earlier in the season we need like a 10-game win streak. I was like, all we need is 1, and then it actually turned out to almost pretty much happen. No, we did get 10, didn't we? Or was it 9? And then we lost one, and then one of them.
We lost the 10th.
We lost the 10th.
You lost the 10th.
Then we won the next one.
Yeah, then we won the next one.
And then we won again. Then we lost 2 in a row.
Then we lost. Then it was like back and forth, but there was injuries involved. We were missing
Burks to protocol.
We had Mitch was out the entire time, so you really can't really bleed.
Yeah, and then Mitchell. And the thing about this is the funny thing. This is also the other awesome thing about the Knicks. For us to go on that run and so forth. I think we forgetting that Mitchell Robinson is still better than Nerlens.
Right.
And he's not even been playing.
Yeah. And he's a bigger guy. Just a bigger. It's crazy.
Nerlens is a super lightweight.
We didn't, from what we know of Mitch, he's not known to be a big guy. You know what I mean? Like we thought he was just like, it's skin and bones until we got Nerlens. And then when Mitch came back from the injury, it was like, yo, hold up. Like,
yo, it was like, I said, yo, it's like, yo, like, oh, shit.
From his shoulders, from everything, he's just a bigger.
Let me tell you something.
Player.
If they let him play, this is why I'm excited. Like, if we play the Bucks, he going to be ready to prove himself so bad.
Man, he needs those minutes too. We ain't been talking about Mitch. We've been missing Mitch. Listen, man, I'm telling you.
He needs to get comfortable in that position.
Hold up.
We haven't had a Mitchell, a healthy Mitchell.
Let me tell you something. You remember when we first got Mitch, I said this boy gonna be special.
Yeah, you did say that. that.
I remember one play that I remember him that I said, "Oh, he caught an alley-oop and did the Air Jordan legs in the air with he caught it and dunked it backwards like he ain't even see the rim.
Yeah. I remember that game.
If you look at that play I'm talking about, the dude on the bench on the opposing team, he was like,
yeah, he had to stay cool.
He was trying because he forgot that he ain't on the team with that dude.
Yeah.
He did the spin around in the air like this with the legs spread.
Yeah.
Homeboy said, "Yo,
nah,
Mitch is special."
I miss Mitch, man.
I miss Mitch.
Yeah. I miss Mitch, bro. I miss Mitch, bro.
She sells seashells.
She says she. Listen, I miss.
I miss him too. Like when he went down, I was like, "Damn, what we gonna do?"
Yeah.
But it just showed. I said I miss Mitch also because when he went down, I was just like, "Damn, what we gonna do?" Because we didn't have anybody close to him on the team. But Noel stepped up, and so did Taj. So it was pretty fortunate for us.
We thought our playoff dreams was over when he got hurt.
Oh yeah,
we thought we thought that it was over, and we just kept going on runs. Taj stepped up, played big minutes. Nerlens stepped up, played big minutes, get big blocks. I think he's second in the league in blocks behind what's my man in Utah? Rudy Gobert.
Rudy.
He's second in the league.
The one who spread the virus all over the league.
It's Rudy.
But as a starter, when you go down and then you see your team play at a higher level than when you were playing, it makes you want to come back even faster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is what he did the first time, and that's why he came back so fast. He broke his hand. I think it was back in like 2 weeks. He was like, "Yo, let's do it."
Is that what this is? No, he landed on his ankle foot.
His foot, and it's a bad injury.
Oh, it's like a hairline fracture or something like that.
Kinda, yeah. He basically broke his foot. But I think he's learning because that was a play that he didn't have to make. He broke his foot.
I was just going to say he was doing too much.
He was doing too much. It was a play he did not have to make, and he's learning. He's learning the same way with the fouls. He learned. He's got to learn. Stay on the floor, not pick up fouls. Yeah. He's got to learn how to make smarter plays and not risky gambles. We lost. We won that game. Actually, that was the game we played against the Bucks. It was a Bucks, and I think he tried to make a steal on Brook Lopez.
He was doing a lot.
He was doing a lot. Landed on his foot, broke his foot, and it was like an unnecessary play, a freak injury. What's up, Dre? You good?
Nah, it's just the way you said it. He just landed on his foot, broke his foot. It sounded like one of those things. They had that comedian. He was, I don't know. He pitched the nerve, turned around, and died. Like, it's just that one other guy. He pitched the nerve and he turned around, fuck around, and died. It's just like always something. He like landed on his foot, broke his foot.
Landed on his foot, broke his foot. So I mean,
he tried to block a shot, broke his foot.
He tried to block a shot, but it was unnecessary.
He was doing a lot.
Completely unnecessary. You didn't have to reach for that because it was just a pass. It was.
We talk about that. The problem with him is that he doesn't know when to try to. He's trying to do everything. He's trying to block 3-point shots.
Yeah, I love that.
Huh?
I love that though.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you gotta figure out when you big like that and you wear a size 20 shoe, you can't be jumping all around and like diving for every ball. Like there's certain plays where it's like, yo, it's going. We up 10. We up 15.
Yeah.
It's 2 minutes. Stop.
DeAndre had a similar entrance to the league where he was just athletic and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and a couple knick-knack injuries taught him how to stay his ass on the floor. That's simple.
So who should he train with?
Well, we talked about it on the show a long time ago. I don't know if we remember, but he did bring Mitchell Robinson. They've been talking about bringing KG to work with him this offseason. So I think that's pretty important. You know what I mean? Mentality-wise, of course, the defense, he's known for defense, but more than anything, just to have a little bit of offensive-minded anything. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what you do need to have.
Yes.
Have that. But, I mean, at least it's a big that has been successful in this league that will be in his head.
Yep.
That's what we need.
Anything's possible.
Yep. Anything is possible.
Can I read this to you really quick?
Go for it.
The title, it says, NBA Daily, is Mitchell Robinson's injury a blessing in disguise? The New York Knicks are right in the middle of a playoff push. They're currently in 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. What is this, like 2 years ago? We ain't been in the 8th seed. No, let me stop. The Knicks have remained in the playoff picture despite Mitchell Robinson. Most recently, Robinson exited The timing of the injury is apropos. Oh, the Knicks, Ryan Robinson were expected to engage in contract discussions this offseason. So they saying they might get him for cheap.
Ooh, Mitch. Yeah, no, that's exactly what that's the beauty of the injury.
So a blessing in disguise for whom?
For the Knicks. For the Knicks. I mean, number one, you don't have to pay him as much with these back-to-back injuries, games
the Knicks
missed.
possess a team option for Robinson in 2021 in 2022 for $1.8 million. I'm like, we gonna pick up the contract. $1.8 million.
Yeah, man. I think he's going to be fine. I think the kid's gonna be fine. Especially, I don't doubt anybody's development in this with this training staff. I don't doubt not one of their development. I think Mitch was already on his way to working his way onto some offensive things, but I think because of the season, actually, Matt Barnes, I believe, was the one that said it. It might have been Matt Barnes. Might have been somebody else. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna just say an ex-NBA player said, you guys don't realize that when you practice in the summer and you see all these guys doing all this crazy stuff in the summer, they've been practicing. And I mentioned this on the show before. They've been practicing so many games. I mean, so many shots in the off season that when they come in the beginning of the season, they look great because they've been taking all these shots. But throughout the season, you don't have the practice time that you have. Fortunately for Mitch, this injury, he could be sitting here working on offensive things this entire time. Extended time that he's been out, and I think that's important. I think that's important for him, working on some hooks, post. You know what I'm saying? Something offensive, even if it's just a 10-footer, a 7-footer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just the confidence, just walk into a 7-footer, catch it and walk into it.
Because even Noel shoots.
Even Noel shoots the 10-footer. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that.
Can I say something really quick? Because this is the point that I meant to say. Before this game, when was the last game we played? We just won before the Charlotte game. Who we just beat?
Oh, the what you call it? The Spurs.
We shot 100% from the free throw line. That is why we won.
Oh yeah. Yo, and he said it right as we had one more foul shot to shoot. And I was like, there we go. Now he's gonna miss it.
He's gonna miss it. Yeah, because usually they ruin it.
Yeah, because they always do that.
He always does that. Yeah, it drives me nuts. But we won that game by a few points. We won that game because we knocked down our free throws. There's a bunch of games we had where we were losing games by a few points and we were missing 4 or 5 free throws.
Yeah. Right.
So from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, the Knicks are much better free throw. If you look at the defense, free throws, rebounding, and bench points, this is why the Knicks. That's why you got to be good in some of these categories.
Excellent.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. When they said that, I said, wow, we won by like 3 points or whatever against the Spurs. And we knocked down all of our free throws. That is the difference.
Yeah.
That right there is a big deal. When you can shoot from the free, RJ got better. That was one spot he got better free throws.
Yeah.
I think Julius is about his average. But Nerlens Noel be knocking down his free throws, bro.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, he had 2 clutch ones, I think, early in his game. And that was surprising because I'm like, he's gonna miss one, and he missed. He made both. He made both.
Bro, that he understands how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't to shoot.
Say that again, cuz we lost you a little bit.
No, I said it shows that he knows how to shoot. He just never.
He doesn't look for it. Yeah, which is the problem that we have with Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Is that he doesn't look to shoot the shot, and that's so annoying.
He has to, because if he becomes a threat,
oh boy,
it opens up the wing.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up the offensive possibilities. But when you don't look to shoot, like I've seen him plenty of times just standing at the top of the key, holding the ball, looking around, and no one's guarding him.
Nobody's guarding him. Everybody drops all that
lane right there, and we already know he needs but 2 steps.
Yeah,
so I really hope that's something that he brings with him when he comes back.
Yeah, I think that's what you want to see. You want to see that he's been working on something offensive. It's been a hell of a long season, but he's had a lot of time to practice. I mean, and that was something when they asked coach about Alec Burks in the post game yesterday. The day before yesterday. They said, how is it that you can have Alec Burks? How does it feel to have Alec Burks out there, and to be able to come back and drop 30 points in his first game back from COVID protocol? And Tom Thibodeau said, well, he's had the time to practice. You know what I mean? And
Right.
very matter of factly, because it's just that fact. If you're on his team and you're getting minutes because you're earning them, and that's it. That's what you have to do. And if Mitch is our starting center, I guarantee you, at this very moment, he's earning those minutes. So I'm not worried. Like I said, these guys are coaching these guys the right way. They're doing everything. We just got the update. We are in the 4-5 at this moment with Atlanta.
I'm going to say this right before we go.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and this is a prediction, based on nothing. Prediction that Knox is going to be big for us in the playoffs.
I only can't say that because I said Knox would have a breakout year at the beginning of the year, and he hasn't. So I can't do a double take.
Because what Burks was doing, that could have been Knox, but Knox ain't doing. Knox ain't ready.
No, what Obi's doing, that could have at least been Knox. He's not even doing what Obi's doing right now.
Yeah, but he's not even like when he had the time, because there was a game where he was knocking down threes, and it's like, okay, but that was always it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's all you're gonna get from Knox. And
right.
What he wants to do though.
At this point.
Yeah, and if he's not knocking down threes, you're not getting nothing. You're not getting anything from him.
Yeah.
I think Knox's ceiling is Allen Houston-esque player. You know what I mean? Not the star version, but the style. Just the style. The confidence to be able to hit the pull-up J, the confidence to knock any shot down, play hard, play defense. I think that's the brand of basketball that he can bring you. He's not going to be a superstar. He's not going to be the guy that you can count on every single night. He's going to go hot. He's going to go cold. But I do think that's the ceiling that we can see from Knox in a year or two. I just think that because Tom Thibodeau plays these short rotations, he just doesn't have those minutes. He just doesn't. You kind of have to go deeper into your rotation. Oh, actually, I think you shorten your rotation a little bit in the playoffs. So I don't think he's going to get a lot of minutes in the playoffs, especially if Obi's getting any minutes at all. But
if Thibodeau's getting a productive 5 out there, he's playing them as long
as he can. As you said, he didn't
he's
touch
get all the juice out of him.
Right. Yep.
If he get a 15, 20 point lead, he might sub out.
Yeah.
But if they get it back to 7, he's putting the team right back out there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the roughest time you ever had. You're not coming out.
Right. It just happens. And I like that. And like Alex has said, I like Knox, but he's been disappointing me. So yeah, I mean, I think Knox is going to have. I think he's going to be important to what this team is in our identity going forward. When you look at that sideline, the first guys up is Knox and Theo Pinson and Obi every single time. I think he's showing the right attitude. He hasn't played a minute, and he's up every single time somebody hits a jump shot. Every time there's a whistle, and you know what I mean. I think he's going to be fine. I think Knox is going to be fine. I think all of our young guys are going to be fine. Getting this playoff experience with this team, with this coaching staff, that goes from RJ, that goes to Obi, that goes to Knox. Even Frank has been playing better this year than he has played his entire career. Why? Because of this staff. It hasn't been great. It hasn't been what we've wanted to see, but it's been enough for us to say he's made enough improvement in 1 year with this staff here that I'm confident that this staff is the staff I want to develop the rest of our players. Because, the other night he came in versus the Spurs. I think he had 9 points hitting threes. You know what I'm saying? That's just what you need him to do. Like Coach said tonight after the game, there's certain things guys do. He mentioned Frank. Frank's in there for defense. That's what he does well. So
let me tell you something.
That's what we use him for.
Let me tell you something. The Knicks brass, the front office is becoming one of the best front offices in the league. If they're gonna continue making moves, I trust any move they're gonna make. If they let somebody go, yep. I'm telling you.
Yep.
Ricky, why are you laughing, Ricky? Well, Alexander told he's still talking shit. He agreed with us about Knox. Knox is disappointing everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He got athletic potential, but he's like scared. It just seemed like Knox saying,
yeah,
he definitely don't got that look in his eye.
No. And that's what I'm saying. If we're talking about people who don't, that's why I'm not sure.
You talking about that Dennis Smith shit? Yo, he on the worst team like on the East right now.
Yo, listen, man. I don't know how he's playing. I think he
He's
started to play.
finished.
No. He played a
Yup.
little bit better. He's
He's
played a
finished.
little bit better since he left,
He's
and
finished.
that's only because he's played.
Yeah, he's played.
He's played. That's the only reason why. I think his numbers. If we look up his numbers real quick. Let's
He's
see what
finished,
we
bro.
got. Let's see what we
Yeah,
got.
Let's look at his numbers because he's
But
done.
when he was on New York, he looked like a lost puppy. So
He looked like that in Detroit. Well, from the games that I seen, it ain't like I watched Detroit game.
nah, he looks like he's like, all right, this is my team, but they're not great. So
I ain't seen no highlights where they talking about Dennis Smith Jr.
Hold on.
Like his alternative
Is
was
he injured?
So.
Why he ain't playing? I told you, Kevin, he ain't doing shit.
Bro, he hasn't played a minute since April.
Yo,
Like no, wait, April 26th is all it shows me, but I don't see any of the games.
yo, I'm going over there right now.
Hold on.
Where Detroit? Where's this dude ain't getting no minute? Yo, I'm so happy we got rid of him.
Hold on. Game log, game summary. All right, when he was playing for the Pistons. Bro, the last time he played was April 10th.
Yo, I told you, Cat. What you talking about? He doing this thing.
I thought he was doing his thing. I thought he was doing his thing. Look, the dude is averaging on the season. DSJ, what the hell, bro? He's averaging 7.3 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in 19.6 minutes per game. It's not good. Well, there you go, Alex. The stats that we did not want to read, but we got and we feel good about because we got Derrick Rose out of it. And that's that. Listen, that's how we're going to end this. We've been here for extremely too long. We've been here for a long time, but listen, it was needed. We might not do a show tomorrow, which is crazy. So this might be the last show of the regular season, yo. We can say that this year. Let's clap it up for the playoffs real quick, man. I'm saying I'm just happy to be here. Man. We are now in the stages of transforming into a playoff team.
I'm gonna Google Dennis Smith Jr. because this dude, he don't royally fucked up his career.
I think it might have been an injury that's why he's not
done.
playing.
He's done. You're gonna catch him in the G League or in China somewhere.
Yo, listen, let me find out that the Pistons is not a team that you go to when your career is over.
When I look at their roster, they don't look so bad.
They look bad on the court.
Yeah, but they look so bad.
They don't look bad on paper. They look worse on the court.
I like that.
Detroit ain't going nowhere for a little while. They're gonna be the next Knicks. You ain't gonna care nothing about Detroit.
That's what I'm saying. Like you go to
2035.
2035. I mean, yeah. I mean, at least they got a championship.
Hey, at least they got Dennis Smith Jr.
Jeremy.
It's not much. It's not saying much.
He's a big letdown. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
He could jump out the gym, but then
that's all you can do.
They got man.
Yo, Izzy been here the whole time. Listen, man, thanks for the chat. Y'all were very active tonight.
Now, Izzy, don't front. You was here, you logged out, and you came back real quick to see if we were still on. You saw
word. You did do that. Yo, Izzy. Here. Also, I want to mention I'm starting for anybody who could be in the Charlotte area. I'm starting something called Knicks in Charlotte. We're going to be watching some, getting together. It's a group that will be on Facebook, of course. Izzy lives in Charlotte. Would like for you to help me put this together a little bit. I was going to reach out to you. Actually, Izzy was supposed to be on tonight's show. So my fault on that is, you know what I'm saying? Next one, we got you. We got you.
Did you just
show? Huh?
Did you just say this was the last show?
The last show of the regular season.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. My bad. Yes. But yeah, man. Looking forward to reaching out to more of the people in the area because
big shot to Cuz with the apron in the back.
With the apron, you stupid. The New York apron.
He got the cape.
Listen, that might be Julius Randle on the other side of that, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, shout out to everyone who's tuned in from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Please hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell so you're notified when we go live, or post anything on the site. But you guys have any last words we'll talk about?
Nah, we gunning for that fourth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hope we get that. I honestly don't care, but I want to see us keep. I can't believe we got 40 wins this season.
40 wins, man.
Honest to God, that right there blows me away.
Yeah.
With this squad, with our guard playing at the one,
with player
and with
at
Reggie
the
Bullock
point guard
playing,
position.
with Reggie Bullock starting. Reggie Bullock would be awesome if he played the way he plays off the bench. That's one dude that I can't stand. Never dunks. Off a fast break the other night, he went for a layup and got it blocked.
Yeah,
it bothers me. It bothers me. It really, really bothers me, bro. But I'm not gonna beat him up for that. I just hope that at the start of next season.
Yo, who lays it up at 6'7", 6'6", 6'7"?
At the start of next season.
Who's laying up?
Stop, Dre. We're not gonna do this. We try to get out here on a good note.
We're
out here with some positivity. And the positivity I'm gonna leave y'all with is the starter next year at the 2 guard position instead of Reggie Bullock will be none other than Emmanuel Quickley. I see it now. Emmanuel Quickley is gonna be our starter at the 2
point. He got a whole off season.
Well, why not? He's gonna be a starter. Whether he's starting at the point or the 2.
We got to see how it goes though. They might.
Listen, man, that boy work harder than anybody on that team. He's in the gym more than anybody. Julius Randle has said himself.
Yeah, but he's shooting.
Yeah, I mean, he's also. What do you mean? Well, what else is he supposed to do in the gym?
He got to play. You can shoot. You got to play.
Listen,
you got to be smart. There's a whole lot. He can't just run. He's shooting mad three. Start him.
I don't. That's not clearly,
Dre.
You know, I'm not dumb enough to say something like that unless I believe that he can be a starter. I'm not saying he's just going to start because he's in the gym shooting.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to see.
You're right. We'll see. I guess so. We'll see. But thank y'all for tuning in to the God of Knicks.
If you want to end it with an argument, we can end this with an argument like we keep trying to do.
Listen, what you trying? What's up? what you trying to do? What you feeling like?
I mean, maybe the first round we're winning by game 4 because we're in 4th place with 40 wins per the season.
4-0.
So maybe game 4.
Game 4. We'll see. I'm calling it now. We sweeping the Atlanta Hawks in the first round.